10th August, Saint Lawrence, Deacon and Martyr. Feast. Lawrence was a deacon of the Church of Rome and died in the persecution of Valerian 4 days after Pope Saint Sixtus II and his 4 fellow deacons. He was buried on the Via Tiburtina at the Campo Verano, near to where Constantine the Great built a basilica. He has been venerated throughout the Church from the 4th century. A reading from the Sermons of Saint Augustine. He administered Christ's sacred blood. On this day, Blessed Lawrence earned his triumph when he trod underfoot the noisy world and rejected its blandishments, thereby defeating the devil who sought his soul. Accordingly, the Church of Rome commends this day to our observance. Lawrence carried out the office of deacon in the Church, as you know. In that office, he administered Christ's sacred blood to the faithful. And for Christ's sake, he shed his own blood. The blessed Apostle John clearly expounded the mystery of the Lord's Supper when he said, "Just as Christ laid down his life for us, so should we lay down our lives for our brothers." Saint Lawrence understood this and acted accordingly. His self-sacrifice was similar in kind to that which he received at the altar. He loved Christ in his life and imitated him in death. Brethren, let us imitate Lawrence if we truly love Christ. We cannot show a better proof of our love than by imitating him. Christ suffered for us, leaving us an example that we might follow his footsteps. It is clear from these words that the Apostle Peter understood that since Christ suffered on behalf of those who follow his footsteps, his passion is of no avail to those who do not imitate him. The holy martyrs imitated him even to the point of shedding their blood in emulation of his passion. But it was not only the martyrs who imitated him. When they passed into eternity, the bridge was not broken down, nor did the fountain dry up after they drank from it. Indeed, the garden of the Lord contains not only the roses of martyrdom, but also the lilies of virginity, the ivy of marriage, and the violets of widowhood. So no one, my dear brethren, need despair of his occasion. Christ suffered for all. Truly it was written, "He wills all men to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth." Therefore, we must try to understand how the Christian ought to imitate Christ other than by shedding his blood or enduring martyrdom. The Apostle Paul says of our Lord Jesus Christ, "His state was divine, yet he did not cling to his equality with God." What majesty was his! Paul adds, "He emptied himself to assume the condition of a slave and became as men are." What humility he showed! Christ humbled himself. The Christian has his example to imitate. Christ became obedient. Why then should a Christian be proud? It was after enduring this humility and defeating death that Christ ascended into heaven. Let us follow him. Let us heed the Apostles' words. Since you have been brought back to true life with Christ, you must look for the things that are in heaven, where Christ is sitting at God's right hand.